With all the drama over the Commonwealth Games lately, there's been little mention of sport itself. But away from the headlines, 7 Tasmanians have been finalising their preparations for Delhi. One of them is Clint Freeman. He's a dual world champion in the sport of archery, but his choice of bow has prevented him from competing at a major games until now. Alistair Nicholson, who will be reporting from Delhi, caught up with the archer.
Every 4 years, Clint Freeman has found himself watching on in envy as the world's best archers vie for Olympic gold. The sport has been a regular on the Olympic Games program since Munich 1972. It's only once been part of a Commonwealth Games.
It's always sort of been hard, especially like if you've reached the top of the World Championship level, to sort of sit back and watch everyone else compete at a Commonwealth Games or an Olympic Games.
Freeman's preference for the more modern and accurate compound bow left him on the outer. Only those who use the traditional recurve or Robin Hood style bow have been eligible for the Games.
I actually converted back in 1998 to the recurve to try it for the 2000 Games in Sydney. That went pretty well. I ended up finishing third place in a couple of the trials, but at the final selection shoot I ended up getting chickenpox, so I missed out totally on that one.
Finally, things have fallen into place. For the first time since Brisbane in 1982, archery is back on the Commonwealth Games program. The compound bow will make its debut, and so will Clint Freeman.
The main difference with the compound and the recurve is, you can see here we have a wheel top and bottom, and what that does is it starts off drawing at 60 pounds, but once the wheel comes over centre it divides the weight by roughly 65%, so I'll be holding around about 18 pounds. But that also means when it goes off with a real kick, so it's like a turbo, so the speed of the arrow could be anything up to about 310 feet per second.
It's a far cry from the homemade bows and arrows that helped a young Freeman find his passion for the sport.
You know, behind the parents' back and stuff, yeah, we're always getting into some sort of trouble. It was a sport that my father always wanted to try, and I think I was 13 at the time, I tagged along, and it took me a couple of years to sort of get any real results.
The results now speak for themselves. Freeman is a dual world champion, has 12 world records, and is a winner of 30 national titles. He's ready to fill a glaring gap in his glittering resume.
I'm really excited and looking forward to the event.
But as the Games draw closer, the mood among some has shifted. Concerns over security have led athletes to withdraw. The Australian government says there's a high risk of a terrorist attack.
I think we should be fine. I don't see any problems at all. Being inside the village, from what I understand, they're going to have pretty high security. Some say if it's not one security person for every athlete there could be anything 1 to 2.
Construction failures and the state of the athletes' village have plagued Games organisers, but 37-year-old Freeman isn't the fussy type.
I could care less. All we need is a paddock and a couple of targets and we can go for it.
There's simple requirements for a man whose sights are firmly set on perfection.
I'm not going there just to make up numbers. I'd like to come back with 2 gold medals.